Okay everyone, so welcome back. In this particular video, I just want to try and do a quick video. We'll try and keep it as quick as I can. The reason some of these videos are a little bit longer is because I'm really trying to elaborate. I'm really trying to give you details and give you as much information as possible. Okay, so if you ever find that the videos are too long for you, just on your player, wherever you're watching, however you're watching these videos, there should be an option somewhere in the player, hopefully, for you to speed it up if you want to speed it up. Okay, so that will help you to get through it quicker. But I really am just trying to be as detailed as possible in these videos for people, right? So you guys have a full understanding of what you can do, okay? So in this video, I want to talk about building pages through WordPress, okay? So pages are different than posts, but basically the same general idea, okay? Pages, obviously you go over here in the left-hand column. You can look at all your pages that you have created, or you can add a new page. Usually you can go up to the top as well, and you can go up where it says new, and it'll give you an option for a new post, new media to upload, like a picture, a video, whatever, or create a new page, or a new template if you've laid out a template. That's usually through like a page builder, okay, like Elementor down here, but that's a whole other video. I talk about page builders in another in other training throughout this course, so that's something different. So you can do it either that way or over here, okay? So what you would do is you would come in. I talk about in other videos with regards to optimizing your pages. I talk about how when you're using pages, it's important that your settings, under settings, that you have your permalinks set this way, okay? Post name, the name of your domain name, / and then post name, okay? So that's important because it's going to input whatever title you use for your page or your post. It's going to put those keywords in here, okay? Like this kind of idea, okay? Right here, it shows you. So sample post, but let's say it was, I don't know, how to make money online. It would put how to make money online. You know what I mean? So it's putting your keywords right in your URL. And that's important because that's, if you look at most website listings online today in 2019, and even previous years, a lot of the ones that rank the best have the keywords in their URL. So this is important that it's structured this way, okay? So just keep that in mind again, that you've got post name selected, post name, okay? And it's going to use the information that it gets from your page title to create your URL, okay? So anyways, as long as that's set correctly, so when you're in pages, you go, I want to add new page. Now this is just demonstrating how to use the WordPress editor, the editor that comes with WordPress itself. This isn't a page builder, okay? You can see up here that I have edit with Elementor. Well, Elementor is a page builder, okay? And you can add a page builder through your plugins. You have to go in and add a new plugin. You have to search for the page builder that you want to add, and then you can install it and activate it, okay? I do talk about that in another video as well, okay? But this is just dealing with the editor as we see it, okay? Because it's not necessary to have a page builder. That's if you really just want to start getting really creative with your layouts, okay? The editor is totally fine to use. You can use the editor and just keep it simple for yourself. But if you want to step things up a bit and get more creative with the layouts and what you can do and different designs and different appearances, different looks, different features, etc., then page builders are good because they allow you to do stuff, make your pages look certain ways without having to code them, without having to use code, right? HTML code, CSS code, all that stuff, okay? So it's just another option, but this is just using strictly the WordPress page editor, okay? That comes with WordPress. So a few things in here. Your title. This is what I was referencing just a minute ago, saying that whatever title you put in here, whenever you build a title for your web page, you want to think of the keywords for that page. You want it to make sense, but you want to have, you know, your keywords in your title, preferably, okay? Because the search engines put a lot of weight on titles. This is usually an H1 tag, okay, which is a heading 1 tag, which is one of the most important heading tags, or the most important heading tag for search engines to reference. And then after that, it would be H2. And you can only have an H1, only one H1 tag on a page. If you tried to add another H1 tag, I don't think you can do it through WordPress anymore, but depending on how you're building your websites, there are some times where you're able to add an H1 tag somewhere else, and you don't want that. You only want to have one H1 tag on your page, and that's it right here. So as long as it's like this and you add your title in there, you can definitely assume that it's going to be an H1 tag, okay? So you don't have to worry about anything. You just need to put your title in here. So let's say it was, you know, how to build WordPress site, okay? Something like that. It's a little bit long, okay? A little bit long. You might want to think of a way to say it a little bit in a shorter way, but it's not bad. We'll just leave it at that, okay? So you've got a search phrase in here, because I know people search for this online, right? So again, I talk about how to look at keyword research throughout this training and ways you can find search phrases and keywords and things that people are searching for. Okay, I do talk about that in another video. So once you have an idea of what search phrase or what keyword you kind of want to reference, then you want to build your page around that content, obviously, right? You don't want to have this and then go off topic and start talking about, you know, something totally different, right? If you're talking about how to build a WordPress site or a WordPress page, then you want to keep it on topic, okay? So that's the title right there. Now, with these editors, they've changed them. They used to be different than this. So what they've done is everything is now blocks, okay? So that's my title block. If I put the cursor down here, okay, then I can start typing a paragraph block. I can just start typing. If I start typing, it's going to turn into a paragraph, okay? But if I wanted to add another heading, I could do that. It doesn't make any sense to add another heading right after this heading yet. If you wanted to add an image, you can add an image, okay? And then if you wanted to create a list, you could create a list, all right? So a list is bullet points, right? So, you know, point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4, all the way down. Search engines like that too, because when you start using different ways to lay out your site, instead of just paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of text, when you start throwing in lists and start, you know, breaking things down and using images and breaking your content up by using, you know, you got your title heading up here or your H1 heading up here, and then you know you may have a paragraph or a few paragraphs, and then you may kind of break down your subtopics. So you might then have a H2 tag down here, and then you're going to discuss other points related to that, and then so on, right? So sometimes it's good if you just look at other websites and you see how if they're ranking high, you see how they've kind of broken down their pages and kind of get an idea of how to break stuff down, okay? But just for demonstration purposes, we're going to add an image, okay? So you click add an image. Now you got to upload it from your website, from your computer, or just access your media library, which is over here, okay? And that's going to show you any images or any media that you have currently loaded onto your hosting, okay, that you can access. And you can take an image from your media library if it's already uploaded. If it's not and you want to upload it, you do that here. And then you can insert an image from a URL, which I never use. I don't see the point in that, but I guess if you wanted to save some of your hosting space, then you could get the image from somewhere else. But anyways, so in a case like this, I'm just going to go, like if I access my media library, this is images that are currently on this site. Okay, so I could come in here and grab any one of these images if I wanted to. So let's say I'll do that, okay? I'm just going to grab that. It's not really relevant to what I'm talking about, but I'm doing this for demonstration purposes, okay? So there's the image. Now, over here on the right-hand side, you're getting other things that are important to look at. So here's the image, your alt text. You want to make sure that you have something in your alt text here. You always want to put a little blurb or a quick little sentence or whatever that kind of describes the image or what the image is about, okay? And you want to try and put your keyword that you're targeting into your image alt, because the image alt, the search engines see this, users to your site don't see it, okay? Visitors to your site don't see the alt text. Search engines read this because they want to, again, use the images that are on your content to get an idea of what your page is about, okay? So with this is talking about web hosts, but if this was an image related to building a WordPress site or an image that I just plugged in there, I might put in the alt text here, I might say, I might just say that. I might say information on learning how to build a WordPress site. I might use that as the alt text. Okay, or I might say tips and tricks on how to build a WordPress page or something along those lines, okay? Whatever your search phrase is or your keyword is that you're targeting, okay? The image, full size, if you want it that size. It's going to go bigger than this when I actually view the live page. But if you wanted to change the sizes, you could change the sizes by hitting the drop down and find something that suits the look that you're going for. If I wanted to drop it down, let's say I go to medium, it makes it medium suddenly, okay? You can change the layout, you can center it, left, right, okay? And I'll show you how that applies in a minute. Now, once you've got your image the way that you want, or you can also drag these handles and make it the way that you want as well, okay? You can put a caption here if you wanted to. If you wanted to put another little quick caption, you could just, people will see this, so you could say, you know, WordPress tips and tricks, or, you know, how to build WordPress pages that get visitors, or, you know, something along those lines, right? You could make it into a link as well, okay? So let's say you wanted to have it so that when people came to your site, if they click the image, it'll link somewhere. So in order to do that, actually you can't do it through that way. You have to go down here. If you wanted to make this into a clickable link, so that people come to your page, they click it, and it takes them to another page on your website, or it takes them to an affiliate offer. I talk about affiliate products in different training in this course. So let's say you wanted to have it so people click it. If they go somewhere else, you would go down here to the right-hand corner, link settings. Right now it's set to none, so it's just displaying as an image. But you could come down and you could say link to a particular media file, or link to a particular attachment page, or custom URL, right? And then you would come in here, you would put in the exact URL address that you wanted people to go to once they've clicked your image, and it would make this a clickable image, okay? It's not necessary. You don't have to do it, okay? And by the way, another important thing is that if you're linking out to affiliate sites, let's say you clicked, and let's say you were going to link to a product that was about a particular WordPress plugin, or it was about, you know, how to build a certain type of web page or whatever. They clicked on it. You have your affiliate link in here as to where you want them to go, okay? Where it's going to take them when they click on it. And then down here, I would just put REL. And you do that, okay? REL, no follow. So what this does is it's going to make it so that this link, the search engines don't follow this link, okay? They're not going to give this link any weight to the site that you're linking to, okay? Typically, you know, search engines they kind of frown upon too much affiliate websites. If the website is just all about selling all the time, and people aren't providing quality content, search engines don't really like that. So you're better off always just making your links no follow, so that it doesn't affect the strength of your web page, and it doesn't give the other site that you're linking to any of your web page, your web juice, okay? Any of your any ranking juice from your page, okay? I don't want to go into that too much because I don't want to confuse you, but you're best to make a lot of your affiliate related links, no follow, okay? Now this stuff, additional CSS, this is other stuff you don't need to worry about. This has to do with cascading style sheets, which is ways to make links or different parts of your pages look different by using different code, okay? So it's not important. You don't have to use that. That's for people, that's advanced, okay? And that's a whole other big topic, okay? Anyway, so we've got our image there. If you wanted to come down, let's say you wanted to add another block and you wanted to start typing now, you could say, okay, click on this. I want to create a block. I want a paragraph. So what it did, because I shrunk the image down and I made the image a left alignment, it's put the block over here. So I can literally start typing. I mean, I'm just typing whatever, but I can literally start typing my paragraphs over here, right? And it's going to wrap around that image, okay? Sorry, I'm just doing gibberish here, but I'm just trying to do this and demonstrate fast. So let's say that was where you wanted to end, okay? Now you hit the enter key. You could either A, continue to type your paragraph, or you could add a heading. Let's say now you wanted to add another heading and you wanted to break down, let's say you wanted to say top tricks and top tricks for WordPress pages, okay? Something like that. Now we've already got a heading 1 tag up here. You want this to be an H2 because H2 is the second most popular heading tag that a search engine is going to give weight to. Again, you want it to be related to your topic up here, okay? You want to keep all your headings and all your information relative to what your topic is of your page, okay? So let's say we have something like that. Enter, go down. As soon as I mouse, it's giving me the option now. Do I want to add an image again, or do I want to add a bullet point list, right? Bullet points, you can, whatever. Every time you hit enter, it's going to lay it out, right? So what it does is it kind of breaks up your, instead of just having paragraphs of information, a lot of people online don't like to sit and read paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of information, right? They like it to be broken up. That's why you got to get used to keeping your sentences relatively short. Don't make them too wordy, okay? You have to stay on topic. You got to use white space. So when you're done a sentence or you're done a particular paragraph that's dealing with a thought and you're moving on to another thought, you want to space, use white space to break up your content. Or you can do something like this, start putting in lists too, right? Top tricks for WordPress pages. So you could have a series of lists or whatever your particular topic is about. Okay, you put that in here. Okay, and then you're done. You space down again if you don't want to continue to add to the list. So it's giving you the option again, list, image, or text. Well, let's say you wanted to start typing now again. So let's say I don't want to, say I just wanted to do a paragraph, okay? So it's on heading, okay? I want to do a paragraph. So let's say I went to here, click paragraph, all right? So I just start typing, so you're typing away. Now, you got your information laid out the way you want it, okay? Let's say that you wanted to bold something, okay? Another big tip is that if you're targeting a specific keyword like this, how to build a WordPress website, you would want to have your main keyword somewhere within the first paragraph of your information. You'd want to try and have that keyword that you're targeting again in your information. No, hold on. Okay, so something like that, right? Oops, I pouted online. Okay, so something like this. You're within your first paragraph. I mean, you're better to always have your keyword or whatever it is that you're targeting the closest to the beginning as possible, okay? But it also has to be natural, right? You got to make it so that it makes sense. But in this particular case, if this was the keyword that I was targeting, I would want to put my keyword that I was targeting various points throughout my content. And I would also want to think of different keywords that mean the same thing, okay, that are similar, or that are synonyms, so they mean the same things, but they're different words, okay, and different variations of your keyword, okay, throughout your content, okay, because that's what the search engine looks at. It's looking at the fact that all those keywords are on the page and that they're all relative to one another and they all kind of relate to the same theme, okay, and I do talk about that in other videos as well, okay, but in this particular case, another thing to keep in mind, and what I would do is I would then maybe take the keyword that you were targeting. This is, let's say this is the keyword we were targeting. It's up here. We put it in our content, and then I would bold it. So then you go over to B. Actually, yeah. So you bold it, okay? Only once. Don't go through your page and bold every aspect of your keyword, because if you do, it will cause a penalty, okay? Because it's over-optimizing your page. That's also the same reason why you don't want to go crazy and just throw your keyword in there anytime that you feel you can add it, because it's not natural. You have to keep things natural, and you have to think of other ways to say the keyword, or other ways that people would search for that keyword. And I do talk about that in other training in this course. And synonyms, or things that mean the same, okay, or different ways that people would search for things, like how to build a WordPress site, how to build WordPress pages, how to build a WP site, right? WP is another way people search for WordPress. WordPress, just capital W, capital P. You have to think of different ways to put keywords throughout your content without making it all the same keyword. You're allowed to place your keyword through there multiple times, but it has to be, there's a balance, okay? And I do talk about a plugin that helps you to decipher how many times you should add it, and if your page is over-optimized for a particular keyword, okay? Because if you over-optimize, you're going to get a penalty, and your website is not going to rank well, okay, until you tone it down a bit, all right? So, anyway, so that's what I would do. I would bold it once up near the beginning, bold it once and once only. Your headings and your titles are obviously going to be, they're going to have more emphasis, okay? And then let's say you wanted to, if you wanted to italicize something, you could come in and you could, let's say you wanted to italicize this. It just puts a little bit of a slant on it, okay? You can do that. Let's say you wanted to make, something a link, okay? Now, again, I probably touch on this in other training in this course, but links are important, okay? So typically on a web page, if you're referencing another website, or you want to direct people to another website that is related to the content of your page, you can create a link. It's called an external link. So you could highlight a particular word, okay? Like you might say, WordPress, for example. Sorry, it's all gibberish. But let's say you had WordPress in your content somewhere, okay? You might come in here and you might want to say, okay, well, I'm just going to link to the actual WordPress website, okay? So I'm going to come in here, I highlight the word, I click on the link, the hyperlink symbol, because that's called a hyperlink. And then I'm going to go https www, and I'm going to go wordpress.com, okay? So let's say I wanted to just link to wordpress.com. Because Google really likes it, search engines like it when you do link. You don't have to do it all the time, but if it's fitting and if you want to give yourself a little bit of a boost, they like to see that you're linking out to other websites as well. You don't want to do it all the time, and you don't have to do it all the time, but it can make a big difference in how your website ranks, because they're looking at it at the fact that you're kind of spreading information around the web. You're willing to link out to other sources as well as link throughout your own website, okay? So let's say that's the website I wanted to link to with that keyword. Then I would just go down to here to apply. Okay, and now we've got a link that when this page is live, people can click on it and it's going to open up and it's going to take them to WordPress.com, okay, or to your affiliate offer, or to another resource site, or to Wikipedia, or to some other authoritative site that has good information that is related to your web page. You don't want to have a web page like this about WordPress, building a WordPress website, things related to WordPress, and then have a link linking out to a site about parrots or about racing cars or whatever, because it's not relative. You got to keep your stuff relative, okay? Now, same thing with creating links to other pages on your website. So known as internal links, okay? So an internal link is when, and this is a big thing, so take note of this, that if you want your website to do well, and to use its own page authorities, so every page will have varying page authority based on how many people are visiting your website. They start to share it, they start to post it on social media, Twitter and Facebook and things, and you start to get traffic from your natural rankings in like Google and Bing and Yahoo, and you start to get a little bit of traffic to your pages. It's not going to be much to start out with, but as you continue to build your blog or build your website, it increases your chances of ranking more and more and getting more traffic, right? But what you want to do is you want to link to, this is a practice that I would always get in the habit of trying to do, okay? When I first started out, I didn't do this as much as I should have either, okay? But you want to get in the habit of linking to other related pages on your website. Those are called internal links. When you're linking from one page, you're using a keyword phrase or a particular keyword or search phrase in your content. You're making it into a link and you're linking to a different page on your website, okay? So let's say I was going to link to a page that was talking about internal links, okay? So I would highlight that, and then I would go up here again. I would click link, and then I would search on my website, okay? So if I knew the URL, I could put the URL in there automatically and type it, but if I wanted to search, I would just start typing in here, and it would find the page for me on my own website. It would bring it up in a list, and then you could select it and apply it. So in this particular case, I'm just going to say, I don't have any pages on this site that are about internal linking because it's not that type of website. I'm just using this as a demonstration to help you guys understand how to lay out pages and build pages. But I could say, like, I know that there's a page on my site that's about video. I'll just see if it finds it, okay? Again, I'm not trying to confuse you here, but I'm just going to link to one of my pages. But what you would want to do is if you were going to make this internal links text into a link, you would want to link to a page that was about internal links. So in this particular case, I don't have anything on this site about internal links, but I know I have pages about video. So I click that. If I was to click this, it would now create an internal link here, linking to that page on my website. I would hit apply. Once I selected this, right, it puts the URL in. I would hit apply, and there you go. It turns it into a link. Again, the page that you link to should be related to the keyword that you've selected and kind of related to the topic of the page. So if this was about, like I said, if this was about WordPress, then you'd want to link to another page that was maybe talking about WordPress internal links or the importance of internal linking, okay? Whereas up on this link, we were talking about WordPress again, and we just thought in order to get one external link out to a resource off of our website, we'll link to WordPress.com. We'll link to their site, okay? But this is an internal link. This is a way for people who are reading your content to come down and they see something about internal links, and then it's made into a link. So they know that if I click that, it's going to take me to another page, and it's going to tell me more about internal links, or it's going to tell me more about whatever the topic of your pages, and whatever the link is highlighted, it's going to say, okay, that's going to take me to a page that's going to give me more information on that. But internal links are really important because it allows people to find different pages on your website. It allows the search engines to see that there's links throughout your web pages that are linking to other pages on your web site, and it gets an idea of what those pages are about by the text that you select, that you use for the links. Okay, and it's a way to kind of spread. They call it link juice, but to kind of spread the page authority around through your own website. Okay. Again, you don't have to go crazy with that. You know, it's just depends on the length of your content. You can do it multiple times. They don't really tell you how many links you can have on your page, but you just want to keep it reasonable. You don't want to go nuts and make it look ridiculous either, right? So that's another big thing. That's really a big point here. Okay, so I hope you guys take that into consideration when you're building your pages. And yeah, it's always a good idea to have one external link. So one thing where you link out to an authoritative website online, like WordPress.com or whatever your niche is. Find a website that ranks very highly, and if you feel the need, link to them. Okay, because Google likes that. Okay, but you can have more than one internal link on your pages as well. You can have links, going to an affiliate offer, maybe a link or a couple links going to different pages on your website, maybe one external link going somewhere. You just got to be balanced and use your own judgment. Okay. Now, if you wanted to see the layout of your website so far and the way that these blocks have been broken down, you can go up to here. Sorry, no, that's for, well, this is giving you a demonstration. What it's doing is it's showing, okay, so there's your title, showing that there's an image, which is right here. Then it's a paragraph, which is right here. Then it's showing that there's another header, which is right here. And then it's showing that there's a list, which is right here. And then it's showing that there's a paragraph. And then there's another paragraph. You know what I mean? So it's breaking down, giving you an idea of how the page is structured right now. So that's all that does. This also kind of does the same thing. But this gives you information on how many words your page is currently. You have one heading. So there's your one heading. Okay, they're not referring to this as a heading. This is your title, your page title. Okay, so this is the one heading so far that you got. You've got 4 paragraphs, 7 different blocks being used right now. Okay, there's your title, right? How to build a WordPress site. Title, how to build a WordPress site, and then heading 2, top tricks for WordPress pages. Okay, so this is good. The fact that it counts your words is really excellent, because you want to really try. If you really want the best chance of ranking, you want to have quality content. Every post or every bit of content you create, you want to really appear as an authoritative figure on that subject, okay? So you don't want to be thinking, oh, I'm going to write 300 words of content and that's it. You want to be thinking, like, I'm going to write 750 words. I'm going to write 1,000 words. I'm going to write 1,500 words. The more content that you have in your pages, and the more authoritative you appear, and the more professional you appear with regards to that topic, Google loves that. Okay, so they like quality content. It's not always about size, but it's just about the quality of the content. Size is a big thing because they don't want to see, a bunch of sites ranking online that got, it's a 300-word article or it's a 400-word article. That might be okay if there's not very much competition, but if there's a lot of competition, they want to see people who really know the topic well and they really describe all aspects of that topic. They've got images, okay? They've got content, quality content. They're using lists. They're using headers to break the content up. They're using videos where there's an opportunity to put a video in there off of, like YouTube or wherever. They're using more images, maybe, whatever they're doing. They want quality content, okay? So keep that in mind. If you need to undo something, okay, so let's say I wanted to undo the last thing that I did, I would hit this, hit it again, and it undid my internal link. If I wanted to redo it, hit that, and it redoes it, okay? And then this is just another way where you can add blocks. It's going to give you an option of the different blocks, paragraphs, headings, images, lists, buttons, okay? So there, add text, you know, you would go up here and you would say, hold on. Now, for some reason, my mouse isn't. You would put your URL in here, okay? Whatever.com. You would change the text here, which I don't know why it's not letting me change the text, but you would change the text here. Yeah, there you go. So, if you wanted to do this, you don't have to. It's just an option. You might say click here, and then you would have your URL or your link here. Be it a link on your own web page. Maybe you have a sales page on your web page where you're talking about a particular product, and then you've got links on it, linking out to an affiliate product, or maybe you're direct linking to an affiliate product, or maybe you're just clicking off to, you know, your YouTube channel, or linking to some other resource. It's whatever, right? It's just another design option, okay? Now, if you don't want blocks, let's say I don't want this, and I'm like, okay, I don't want that there. You can either go up here to these three dots, click them, and remove block. You can also highlight, like be in the block, and you can should be able to hit delete, and it should remove the block as well, okay? If you're inside of that block, like if the block is selected like this, you should be able to hit delete, and it would delete it. I'm not going to do that now. Changing your paragraphs, align text left, change it, center it, align it over here, okay? Trying to think of what else we can do here. Drop caps over here. It talks about drop caps. So a drop cap is this. So let's say I wanted to make a drop cap. You know, you could go in and start. Something like that, okay? And it puts a drop cap on there, okay? I don't really see where you would want to use that, but some people, you know, get pretty creative, so I like to keep things more simple. Remove block if you don't want it, so remove that. You can change font size over here, okay? You can change it, right? Just going to change the font in there, put it back to normal. Again, I don't really see the point of some of those things. This particular theme gives me other options depending on the theme that you're using. It gives you maybe some other options here for colors and stuff like that, so you can mess around with that stuff. Advanced is usually adding particular bit of code, or because CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, which has to do with changing the appearance of, you know, text or links or, you know, pages in some way. Okay. Just thinking this stuff over here doesn't really, if I highlight this and I go to block, yeah, so you can go to block and you can change things in here now because I have it selected. I don't care to do that. When you're in document, it's telling you what your slug is, so this is how your link is going to appear. So remember I showed you before, I said it's going to take your title and it's going to use those keywords in your URL at the end, which is what you want because these are your keywords. This is the search phrase or the search term or the keywords or whatever you want to refer to them as that you're trying to target. So it's going to place them on your URL and you can see it there. Okay, so it's placed them in there, and that's going to give this page more weight in the search engines. Okay, if you wanted to feature an image, you could click Set Featured Image. You could find an image in your media library or upload a new one. Okay, you would select it, set it as the featured image, and it's going to feature it. Because this is a page, depending on the theme, it might feature it up at the top. It might not show at all. It just depends. Different WordPress themes do different things. When it's with posts, okay, posts, whatever you set the featured image as, is the image that will usually show in the listing of your posts. It'll show that image. I'll show you in a minute what I mean. Templates, sometimes depending on the theme you're using, there'll be different built-in template layouts, okay? And you can mess around with them if you want, but just take note of what it was set to. If it's on the default, then just go back to the default if you don't like it. And visibility is set to public, If I hit publish, it's going to make it public. Publish immediately. If I didn't want to publish immediately, I could select this and I could set a specific date. Okay, so that's another thing to keep in mind. You could make content, you know, all week and then set your content to get listed automatically on different dates at different times. Okay, instead of posting it all at once, you could say, I'm going to post 2 articles today. I'm going to post 1 2 days from now. I'm going to post 1 2 days from that. I'm going to post 1 2 days from that. And it keeps it posting automatically. It's going to make them public when it's going to publish them and make them public on the dates that you set. Okay. If you want to publish right away, then just make sure it's set to public and make sure that it's set immediately. And then you hit publish. Okay. And then then it's live, right? So if I go publish, it's asking me to be sure it's posting it, and then you can view your page. Okay. So I'll click this, show you. And then there you go. Okay. So there's the live page. All right. Now I want to go back. So let's say I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to remove that page. Then I could just go to move to trash. I could delete it, move to trash. All right. So if I hit that, it's going to move it to trash because I don't want this page on this website. This is just for the purposes of this training with you guys. And that's it. And one other thing is that when you do start putting stuff in trash, you want to get in the habit of going in and emptying your trash, okay? If you don't think you're ever going to use that content again. Because it's going to save you web space, right? You don't want to build up, you know, hundreds of articles in there that are just sitting in your trash can taking up space. Okay, so that page is gone. I've removed it. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk about in this video because I don't want to. It's already went long enough. But like I said, I'm trying to be detailed with you guys. I'm trying to set myself apart from some of this other training that's out there. Okay, in another video, I am going to talk about a plugin that you can use that I suggest that really strongly helps you with your search engine optimization of your pages. It's called Yoast plugin, or Yoast SEO. And it installs and it will appear at the bottom of every page or post that you create, and it gives you tips on how to better optimize your pages, tells you whether it gives you a rating for your pages based on the keyword you're trying to target, a bunch of different features. And it is free, but they do have a paid version. So the free version has limitations, and then the paid version has a whole bunch more features. Okay, but I personally use just the free version. Okay, so it's not necessary to buy it unless you really want to, right? Because maybe you like the features of it. Anyways, I will see you in the next training, okay?